winter's coming.
What is going on? You already know what it is, man. A little bit late, I know, but I am your uninvited guest. I am R15, back with another podcast, man. I know I'm late. I know, I get it. However, I will say this. I think I'm going to upload 2 shows this week. So stay tuned. There might be another upload coming this week to make up for last week's show. There was some stuff going on, you know. But that's neither here nor there. We're here now. We got a show. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Ain't really nothing going on. But like I said, there might be another show coming this week. So stay tuned for that. I'll give you a little hint. It's about alpha males. So, yeah, man, without further ado, let's get into this week's show. Well, show 1 of this week, I should say. All right, man. I ain't going to hold you here. Let's go.
You know what I did? I decided to apologize. And see, would the people be happy?
I don't want to talk to this bitch. Why I put her in the primary? She going to general.
And by the way, this sets the tone for just Pearly things. She spends this entire time acting like a dumb ditzy blonde.
Do I think she's a grifter? Absolutely. Yeah, I do. I don't think she believes half the stuff that she says that comes out of her mouth. Her friends, her family, don't come out and say stuff that she's certain she's not
and making it clear
more importantly, I don't know, you just see the switch up that she's done over the last 2 years, and it's been fascinating to see the kind of side effects or conscious business. I just don't
narrative. Do we remember we talk about her blonde hair,
And this is why, guys, never apologize to the mob, because they don't want your apology. They don't care about you, and they just want to see if they can control you.
All right, so for context here, I did the Brittany Venti video about just Pearly things, okay? And I also said I had unsubscribed to Pearl, unfollowed her, all that shit, which I still did. And the reason why was there was a multitude of reasons. You can go back into the other video and see why I said why I did it. But she's going after these reaction channels now, apparently, which I don't see why, because they were perfectly fine when they weren't going after her. But now that they're going after her, which they're not even really going after her, because most of the time these reaction channels just put what you say on the screen, and then they react to it. And I already know she's going to go say the usual, oh, well, they just take little bits and clips and don't put the context in. Some channels do that. I don't know all the reaction channels that she put in that little montage at the beginning of this video. But I know Ab and Preach. I know MTR for sure. And as far as I know, they pretty much do straightforward content. And I'm watching them. They don't put a spin on it or nothing like that. Usually they'll tell you to go look at the video for yourself, and then you make the judgment if you want to see it in entirety. But yeah, but I mean, she does reaction shit too. So it's like, that's the pot calling the kettle black, ain't it? Like, I'm pretty sure you leave out context in certain situations. So it's like, I've seen it, but you know, where's the accountability in that? Anyways, she's been going on this rant about reaction channels, and this is apparently the response / exposure of these reaction channels. I find it funny, though. I find one thing funny, that she's going to go after MTR in this video, Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews. She's going to go after him for apparently reacting to her saying some shit, which is funny because I think right now, even after this video was posted, this whole called exposure shit, because he's in the thumbnail, she's still uploading like videos with him in it, like content that they did together called like the Red Pill Bachelor or something stupid like that. She's still uploading it even after this video, I believe. So it's like, okay, so you still want to make money off the dude though. You want to talk shit, but you want to make money off of him. That's some schemy shit. Like, if you believe that he's out to get you or talking shit about you, why the fuck would you even use his content? Why? It makes no sense to me. But let's hear her explanation, shall we?
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel, and welcome.
Sidebar, I'm gonna tell you this. I think she saw that Brittany Venti video that I actually covered, because look at her right now. Hair's done. She's got makeup on. I think Brittany kind of got to her. I don't know if she's gonna talk about Brittany in this one.
To selective outrage.
She might want to leave Brittany
I'm
alone.
Talking about how the internet gets selectively outraged. So, if you guys are familiar,
I mean, aren't
with
you getting
Fresh and
selectively
Fit
outraged right here?
Videos. Myron, maybe like a year ago now, he had a video.
Why the fuck
go
are we going
viral.
back in time?
And I mean,
Like, this is
stupid viral.
This
of
is like
him insulting Preach's
prehistoric times in
Adam
YouTube.
Preacher, another YouTube channel, and they do reaction videos.
This Preacher's married, prior to a fucking beluga somewhere, and he's talking shit.
At first glance, you might think that Myron is crazy. I mean, why is this man insulting Preach's wife? And when they do the reaction videos, they really don't tell the full story. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, is a lot of times what you see with these reaction channels is they take a clip of a full conversation. And a lot of reaction channels are looking for clips to take you out of context and not give the full story, and they are lying to you. Now, let's talk about Fresh and Fit.
Oh,
so,
God.
Abba and Preach went on Fresh and Fit's podcast.
Abba
and
went on, Preach
I
didn't.
think as
Preach
a
wasn't there.
podcast host, when you have other YouTubers and you try to treat them cordially, you bring them into your studio, you introduce them to your staff, you usually, a lot of times you might be hanging out before, hanging out after, and you feel like you're at least friendly, like friends with these people. And what happened was, a couple weeks later, Abba and Preach did a hit piece on Myron. And
Are you sure about that?
the way they did it was
I don't like this whole thing where they call everything a hit piece. Like, it's not a hit piece. Like, if they're reacting to what you're saying, then it's not a hit piece. Like, a hit piece would be them making up a bunch of shit. Like, this isn't a hit piece. They usually cover and react to. They're reacting to themselves on the podcast itself. So are they doing a hit piece on themselves too? Like, it makes no fucking sense.
kind of sneaky. Like, they said that, you know, we were just attacking ideas, paying for box.
And then went on dates, then found out she's on the Sugar Baby site. Then when it comes out that she's on Seeking Arrangements, then he actually makes a live stream where he's like, no, we met on Seeking. Like, everything is smoke and mirrors, right? Which is fine. At the end of the day, if you want to sell an image and you got to lie to do it, do it.
Like which ones that they should use or whatever. So like these are the ones you guys got to be using. All right. You got to be using Tinder. You got to be using Bumble. You got to be using Hinge. You got to be using, if you live in a Latin based city, like we live in Miami. So Chispa is good here. You know what I'm saying? Which is a Spanish joint. You know, which it's more like for Latinos. I don't like Plenty of Fish, but I've heard some people use it with some success. And then you got OkCupid as well. But the point is that you just need to have multiple fishing rods in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this is definitely a numbers
live
game.
stream was broadcast 1 year before the first video Adam Preach did attacking Fresh and Fit for using
right
Seeking Arrangement.
And
Are we? Is she trying to defend?
Low, but he does it, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Is she trying to defend Fresh and Fit? She does know. Is she gonna leave context out here? Because she does know, and she's got to be aware that Fresh and Fit actually apologized to Preach's wife and Preach himself for both insulting his wife and his country.
Real quick, guys, okay? Because I know this is probably on everyone's minds. We already got 6,000 plus live viewers. So thank you so much for coming in.
Only been 4 minutes.
Yeah, seriously, within 4 minutes. So guys, we'll go talk about this real fast. On this podcast, we talk about accountability, okay?
Yeah.
And we are not above taking accountability. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, we made a mistake, okay? It is not cool to insult a man's country and or wife live on air. We should have kept the disagreement on the topic and not the people.
Yep.
Okay? Smart people discuss ideas, stupid people discuss people. And we made a mistake, all right? So with that said, we apologize, okay, for talking about his wife, his country, and making ad hominem attacks on them. They're fellow YouTubers. If we have disagreements, we're going to have disagreements, but the way we went about it was not right, okay?
Yeah.
So we got to hold ourselves accountable as well. And from this point forward, we're burying the hatchet. We wish the best to Abba and Preach.
Yeah, the best, man.
We're going to keep making content, giving you guys what you want, and we're going to stay away from the drama.
So you want to leave that context out, or are you going to go into that? This is kind of disingenuous on your side, huh?
And then you got
Come on, Pearl,
which is like a sugar daddy site, but like that's a whole other. We'll probably have to do a video on that.
The slimy thing was they were like passive aggressively insulting the man, and men just don't respond well to that. Like you bring someone into your studio, you treat them well.
The fuck do you mean men don't respond well to that?
They leave and do a whole hit piece on you, saying that you're capping, say you don't get girls like that. Like I think anyone normal can see how that's disrespectful.
Huh? Well, hold on. Let me slow this down. All the videos Evan Preach did on Fresh and Fit after being on their podcast. Okay. What is the point here? Are you going to leave out the fact that Fresh and Fit did shit to them too? You know, why aren't you putting that in here? Where's the context for that? This is disingenuous.
This is the problem that we get into. It's that nobody cares about what's true.
What?
Because, 10 million people saw Myron freaking out, but nobody saw his explanation in a stream that gets 150,000 views. And that's the problem with the culture today is you can paint an entire narrative about somebody and it not be true. It wasn't like Myron insulted his wife out of thin air.
Stop the cap.
Myron felt disrespected. And,
Okay, but you don't, that's not an excuse. You don't bring the man's wife into it because she has nothing to do with it.
Hey, and Preach, I guarantee your wife is probably ugly. I said it.
Yo,
and you gave her a ring pop and you licked her at your fucking wedding.
We should fly her up, bro.
Weirdo.
Hey, yo. We should fly her up.
Guarantee her. Flew out. You may kiss the bride. This dumbass nigga. I love you. I love you. Yeah. You're making them dumbass faces. We fucking help guys make money. We help guys get in shape. We help men improve. What the fuck are you dumbass niggas doing behind your shitty ass road shotgun mic?
Yo, chat. Put a one in the chat if you agree with us.
Yo, real talk, man. Y'all niggas, I could tell you niggas stink from the fucking video I'm watching right now. Y'all be sweating in the fucking studio. Yo, and y'all standing mad awkwardly close to each other, talking to that shitty ass mic. Hey, what's your take on this, Preach? I don't know. The fuck, man?
You got one.
Niggas sound like Clifford, bro.
You got one in the chat.
Oh, God.
Y'all don't want it with us. We will roast you guys.
Like, flat out. Like, if you want to be a man. Matter of fact, if you want to go into context here, Abba and Preach challenged them to a boxing match, like a real fight. Like, and then the dude, you can go back and look at this situation. Fresh and Fit backed out of it because they wanted to do it like some kind of celebrity YouTube boxing thing where they wanted to make money off of it. But Abba and Preach said, no, we just want to fight y'all. Like, forget the cameras, forget the cash. Matter of fact, Abba said, you'll get 20K. I'll put 20K down. All y'all got to do is show up. Y'all get 20K. And they still said no. Matter of fact, Abba wasn't even going to fight them. Preach said he'll take them both back to back. And they still backed out of it.
You proposed a fight, talked shit. Then when the person accepted, you're like, I'll bring $500,000. I offered you $20,000 to just show up. Win or lose, you were going to get paid. I'll hand you the check beforehand. And you still cowered out talking about, no, we need to get promoters and all. These guys think everything is about money.
And I beat both y'all niggas up too. If we really want to talk about that. You guys want to fucking box? I'll box both you motherfuckers too. Fuck out of here, man.
Preach said he would take both of you guys because he feels some type of way. And you still got nothing to say.
So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You just going to leave this out or are we going to get to that part? Let's see if she gets to that part.
With insulting someone's wife, I think that's quite rude. Personally with the internet for the most
part. Then why'd you bring it up then?
I've learned to just ignore stuff. But
you're not ignoring this.
You want to defend yourself.
Cap.
And a lot of times what these reaction channels do is they take clip.
There we
they
go.
paint a narrative and they don't tell the full story. And a lot of times
tell us the full story.
Haven't even done the research to make a full conclusion on the story. My point to the audience is that this is dishonest. They are lying to you and they don't care about the truth. They care about clicks and views. So
okay, so are you going to go in? Are you going to tell us?
Oh my gosh, it has been so stressful.
So how disingenuous is this of her that she sits here and she paints this picture about how Abba and Preach did Fresh and Fit wrong and this and that. And then she brings in the little bit of context like, oh, well, his wife shouldn't have been brought into it. So I can understand that. But you're not going to talk about all the other shit. You're not gonna talk about none of that shit. None of the shit that Fresh and Fit did that was out of bounds. You ain't gonna talk about it. You let that slide. But because you got a problem with Abba and Preach doing content on you just want to be on. You just want to take sides. Okay. Even though, like I said, Myron and whatever the dude's name is, the Fresh and Fit, they apologized to Abba and Preach. So I think it's kind of funny.
So I had a hit piece go out on me.
Here we go, hit piece.
You know, the quote unquote the Black Manosphere. And the Black Manosphere is a very pro-Black part of YouTube. And I can't acknowledge that. I would say, you know, some of the Black Manosphere is part of my audience. And what happened this week was they pulled a clips from an interview I had with Nick Fuentes. Now, a lot of these men have been making hit pieces on me for months. For months. They have been
like
saying,
I said, I don't know all
you
these channels.
listen to this girl. This is your new leader. She's this. Yeah, they would just make up all this stuff. So they have just been waiting for me to slip up.
You serious?
And say something that they can construe
like,
as.
Will you get the fuck out of here? You sound like one of these modern bitches that you fucking talk shit about all the time. You think the world revolves around you. Ain't nobody waiting on that shit. Ain't nobody just watching your channel hoping you fuck up, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. I understand you popular and you was popping on YouTube, but bro, ain't nobody sitting here waiting for you. She gonna fuck up. She gonna fuck up. Just rocking back and forth in a chair. Shut the fuck up, man. This is that shit that you talk about. You talk shit about other modern women talking shit that the world revolves around them and it's just their world. Here you are doing the same shit. Okay.
Because I'm a woman, you can't pull me as sexist. So, you know, personally, I follow things that interest me. I always just do what I'm interested in. And I heard about this guy named Nick Fuentes, who is a far-right extremist. He has been banned on everything, even his bank account. I invited him on. He offered to fly himself here. Now, during this interview,
he's a blatant racist.
We touched on the topic of slavery. And what these reactors did is they were trying to make me look racist by pulling clips I said out of context. Now, I mentioned in this
interview I don't know who she's talking about. However, I will go into when I watched some of the clips about the interview. Okay. She was vastly unprepared. This is not like, I'm not sucking up to her or saying that it's not her fault. No, it is her fault, because as a host of a podcast and a whole so-called network, you're supposed to do the research. You just said do the research, right? So you should have known what this man was about, and you should have been prepared. You should have been able to challenge him on his so-called points and then been able to fire back with whatever he came with. But no, you just let it ride out. You let him get his little slick shit off, his little insults here and there, his subtle insults and all that shit. But no, you didn't challenge him on shit. Nothing.
All of these thoughts.
And then you deleted it.
Sowell. I read Sowell. So he talks about, oh God, this is going to get me in trouble. How slavery was a global institution, and the word slave actually came from Slavic, which is white.
Wherever a separate people were enslaved,
that's
they
true.
were disdained or despised, whether they were different by country, religion, caste, race, or tribe. The Europeans who were enslaved in North Africa were despised and abused because...
Okay, first of all, this I don't know what this painting is, but this drawing is inaccurate, because I doubt that they were wearing those kind of clothes as slaves. There's no way. There's no way.
They were Christians in a Muslim region of the world, where they were called Christian dogs. Race became the most visible difference between slaves and slave owners in the Western Hemisphere. As distinguished historian Daniel J. Borston put it, now for the first time in Western history, the status of slave coincided with the
I've
difference
talked about this
of race.
before. Where's she going with this?
To make racism the driving force behind slavery is to make a historically recent factor the cause of an institution which originated thousands of years earlier. This enshrinement of racism as an overarching causal factor accords far more with current instrumental agendas than with history.
A guy that's written like 80 books on this topic. And now you can agree with Thomas Sowell, you can disagree with Thomas Sowell, and you can even say maybe I didn't use the correct words, but that doesn't make me a person. But the problem is all of these reactors.
What does that have to do with race? You didn't even bring up the clip where someone said that you were racist because you said that the word means slave means, or Slav means slave. Like, you didn't even bring up the clip where someone said that. Where's the evidence? Like, I thought this was supposed to be you exposing it. So if you're exposing it, shouldn't you show the evidence of said problem that you have and then dissect it? Like, what are we doing here? You just say that someone said a thing. You show a bunch of stuff about Thomas Sowell trying to prove your point. But the point is you were trying to refute someone's argument. But you didn't show the argument. You just said someone said it.
And to paint a narrative about you. And that's what I've seen people do to Fresh and Fit for the past 3 years. My whole point is that these reaction channels are just sitting there looking for you to say the wrong thing. They're looking for you to slip up.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
And they're not going to things in good faith. And the other issue you get with content creators, especially reaction channels, is they turn on you at a dime. And that's what Abba preached did to Fresh and Fit. What? They're hanging out in the studio.
No one turned on them, and they're not boys.
You're capping. And,
it was a business deal.
Like,
bro, like, what are you doing? Like, what? You sound like a fucking clown. They're not boys. They're not homies. Like, it's a business deal. Are you friends with everybody that comes on your podcast? I don't think so. I don't think so. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was a business deal. Fresh and Fit were up and coming YouTube channel at the time, and Abba and Preach had been established. So they had Abba on. I think they had Preach maybe video call or something, but they had Abba on live in studio. So it's like, what the fuck are you saying?
20 videos on them.
Makes no point.
It didn't say anything. Now, guys,
cap.
You know,
cap.
I don't even think I've worked with Fresh and Fit in like 2 years. I'm not even saying this to defend them.
You are.
See what the reaction channels are doing. It's like a system. And they want to paint content creators a certain way. They want to make Sneeko look stupid. They want Fresh and Fit to look.
He made himself, bro. He made himself look stupid. He made himself look stupid. He went on a podcast talking about how he was cuckolded, how he watched his girl getting plowed right beside him on the bed. Like, this is not. No one's doing it to him. He did it to himself. Like, I know he's having this whole like arc where he's trying to have a return arc or something because he went on Fresh and Fit and he was like going against the red pill now or something like that. But that's neither here nor there. I don't fuck with that dude. But these people do it to themselves just the way you're doing it to yourself. All the reaction channels do is react to your fuck up. They're not making shit up. You said the words. You're doing the actions. Dumb.
And now they've come for me. They want me to look. And there was a guy.
No, it's not about you looking racist. It's about you looking stupid.
Was a guy in the red pill space, and at one point,
that guy, I don't really care for that dude.
But he said it's not personal, but I can't associate with your brand, and I didn't really understand what he meant at the time. But what these reaction channels will do is if you have a controversial person on your platform, they will start to insinuate that you believe what they believe. And they'll look for a video of you saying, yes, you joking with that person, you just being polite to that person, and paint a narrative about you being racist, about you being sexist, about you being homophobic, whatever narrative they want to push. With Rolo, I didn't understand what he meant at the time, but now I do. The issue is if you associate with certain people, and me coming into the space, I'm like, I'll talk to anyone. What's the big deal? I mean, I bring in randoms to.
Okay, but that's not the problem. The problem isn't you talking to the person. The problem is you were not prepared to do your job as a host. You were not prepared. You did not question him the way you're supposed to. When you have a controversial figure on like that, you are supposed to be prepared. You were not prepared. You were just letting this dude just fire off at will. Like, it didn't matter what he said. You weren't going to check him or nothing. You just said whatever. You go ahead and you say whatever. Like the whole thing, the whole exchange with him and the Italian chick, where he was talking about how Italians won't respect her because she dates black dudes. So it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. And you didn't say nothing about that. You just laughed it off.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Video every night. Like,
you didn't say like, bro, chill.
But
nothing.
The issue you get into is the reaction channels. They're like vultures. Well, they'll come in and try to
now
make
they're
you
vultures
look a certain
now.
way and try to make you paint a certain way, be painted a certain way for clicks and views, even if they know damn well you're not.
Hey Pearl, let me ask you a question. What's that thing that Kevin Samuels used to always say? Sign language. Ain't you doing that right now? Shame, insult, guilt, need to be right. Ain't that what you doing right now? You looking real modern womanish right now.
You want to see someone's character, give them power, and then watch how they treat the less fortunate, and you go understand how they move.
Looking real modern womanish.
That way. Back to Nick Fuentes. I did a podcast with this man named Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes, again, far extremist.
Okay.
Doesn't believe in race mixing. Doesn't believe in that, like, thinks the was over exaggerated. And we're talking about the idea of people using an atrocity to control you. And if you listen to it, like 20 minutes around where we started talking about slavery, you will see the context. But the reaction channels either don't want to see the context or they're too lazy because they're afraid of their audience. Because if they watch the full video, but most of their audience has seen the 1 minute clip, they can't go against their audience. That's the problem. Now we get to a point.
Bruh, listen to me very closely. Like I said, I haven't seen all the reaction channels she's talking about, so I'm only going to talk about the ones that I've seen, which is Abin Preach and MTR, and how they reacted to it. No one called you racist. No one called you racist. They said you were the same thing I said. You were not prepared, and you didn't challenge him or check him on your own podcast. Like, you're supposed to be the host. You real quick to check modern women when they get out of line, but then you won't step up to this dude. Why? Why? You just laugh shit off and you think it's funny. They didn't call you racist. They just said you moving weird, which you were. No one said you were racist as far as the people that I watch. I didn't hear them call you racist. They just said that you moving funny. That's all it was.
Point where it doesn't even matter what's true or what's false. It literally doesn't matter because, you know, the reaction channels can make a 1 million view video about me or make a, 10 million view TikTok about me, even if they know that that's not true. And how often do the reaction channels come back and say, you know what, we effed up. You know what, we painted a false narrative. You know what? And they never do, because what incentive did they have to do that?
Okay, well, what was the false narrative? Show it.
Trust them. One thing they said that I said was that I was comparing Black Americans to African Americans. Now, one, I didn't even know about this animosity towards the two, but I was simply just commenting.
Yeah, because you're not in you're not in that realm. Speaking from my end, most people know I'm mixed. I grew up in the hood. I didn't know nothing about my white half of my family, so I grew up completely black. Yeah, Africans and black people are not the same, and we do not get along, really. Like, we can be cool or whatever, but most of the time, like, African people don't like black people. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason is. I guess because we're not pure, but they're over here. So it's like, okay, bruh.
Commenting how much I love my employees, how hard they work, how great they are. And these reaction channels were trying to say that I was trying to put down someone else. Non-Western people come in with a hunger that a lot of times, Westerners were spoiled. And I never mentioned race, but these people are trying to make it about race.
No, but you did mention nationality.
That's what you really said, but it wasn't what I said.
You said my Africans
into my mouth. And these people, they're bullies.
Oh, come on, Sandy, don't make me laugh. Ha ha ha.
I was joking around. I was joking around with Nick Fuentes, and they said, "Oh, you can't joke around with him." Sorry, that's my personality. I joke around with anyone. You didn't offer him enough pushback. Well, sorry, I listen to understand what they're saying. It doesn't mean I agree. And
okay, but if you don't push back, how are people supposed to differentiate? You have to push back. Like, that's dumb as shit. If you're having an argument with like, if you're sitting here talking to a person and you don't agree with their point, you just stay there and be quiet. That makes no sense. You're not like that on your podcast any other time. So why are you like that with him? He's the exception to the rule, I guess. Okay.
That's the thing what these reaction channels will do. They'll look for a clip of you, or
I might not even clip this up. I might let this go in entirety.
Their audience that they won't tell you the truth. They won't tell you the context. They don't want to even know the context because they're going to go.
Oh, like you just did with the Fresh and Fit Abin Preach thing? You didn't tell the context. All you did was say that Abin Preach were attacking him.
Telling you guys the behind the scenes of this? Hell no. But to me, if these people are lying on me, I'm sorry. I got to tell the truth. So
okay, what are they lying about?
My producer, who I speak so highly of. I speak so highly of. He was late. And, I said African time. And you know what? They're gonna clip this. They're gonna say I did this, did that, and I'm a white apologist, blah blah blah. And you know what? What they don't know is I was referring to something Blessing said earlier. That's something he says when he walks in the door. And all of these reaction channels are gonna come in and say, oh, Pearl shouldn't do that in front of a white supremacist. That's so disrespectful. Well, if my employees were disrespected, that's their job to talk to me.
To be honest, I can go on to even say that Nick was in terms of the guests that we've had so far, quite a nice guy. He didn't carry any ego. He just is.
Yeah, because it's just him. He's solo. You really think he's gonna talk shit by himself? Nah, they don't do that. Like, racists don't do that shit. They're pretty polite and cordial when they're like around people, you know, especially people of a different race. They're polite and cordial because they don't want to get fucked up. No one wants to get fucked up. Like, it's dumb as shit. Why would you go into a space with hostility when you're outnumbered? That makes no sense. Of course he's going to be nice. Dumb. Use your fucking brain.
He wasn't threatening.
We might not agree.
I think we put him on the spot.
None of them had a problem.
Listen, I thought Blessing was cool until he fucking said that bullshit about MTR.
The reaction channels, none of them actually reached out to my employees to see how they're doing, to see if they're okay. Where if they were really outraged about it, if they really cared, they would do that. They also cut out a part where Nick made a joke and said
there's the G in sign language.
I told you I'm on my way because I thought I was already 10 minutes late when I was leaving.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Blessing was more late African.
Well, he's black.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a hard time. I don't mean
And they didn't put in the full clip that said he said, "Oh, I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm kidding." Why would they cut that out? Why would they do that? The other thing they put in was that
I don't know who she's talking about, so I'm not going to talk about it.
Were going back and forth about interracial dating, and that I should have spoken more. I should have spoken up. If Gabby needed help, if Gabby was holding her own, she was holding her own. If she needed help, then I certainly would have helped. But I know the girl, and she was holding her own just fine.
Okay, but no, you're not going to... No, there's no escaping here. Don't try to use that as a scapegoat. She was holding her own. No, because you do that shit. You can't escape that shit because you are the one that's the host, remember? It's your podcast, remember? You like to point that shit out when you're talking to these modern women and all that shit, you know? But you don't want to do it when he's on there? Why? What's the difference? What's the difference? Dumb.
Right, so now let's get into MTR's reaction.
Yeah, here we go. Let's get into MTR.
I want to give you guys a little background into my relationship with MTR. If you don't know, 500,000 subscribers, mediocre tutorials and reviews. And I met him when I was in Miami, and I actually spent a good amount of time with him. He flew in for a one-on-one interview, and he actually spent a day with me and my sister. Like, honestly, I felt like I actually opened up to him in a way because I let him meet my family.
Let me guess, he betrayed you because he covered you?
Any YouTuber knows we always want to protect our family from the public. And, you know, I introduced him to my sister.
You knowingly invited a white supremacist and a self-proclaimed racist.
I have no problem inviting people that disagree. I have no problem
but you have a problem speaking up.
I will not apologize for having a controversial guest because I will keep having controversial guests. My staff is very aware of this. They know this. And if they have an issue with this, they should talk to me, not the internet. And that's the other thing about YouTubers is why the hell are YouTubers that have my number going to the internet before they talk to me? A lot of these YouTubers are so scared.
Why the fuck? Who the fuck has to go and call you? You're not their fucking boss.
You know what? I don't have to answer to you. You ain't my bitch.
Ain't nobody gonna check in with you before they cover you. Like, you put the problem is you put shit out there for public consumption. So it's like you can't get mad when they cover your shit. Like, if anything, you should reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm bringing this guest on, so I just want to give you a heads up. There might be some juicy stuff in here. Like, ain't nobody got to come to you to be like, hey, I was going to cover this thing because you said this. Ain't nobody doing that shit. Why? Why the fuck would I do that? That makes no sense. Why should I filter my content for you?
Yeah, how about I got to a pawn you?
Like, you're nobody to these people. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
scared to protect their brand that they will throw anyone and everyone under the bus.
Ain't nobody throw you under the bus. They literally put your shit out.
Pearl, you know that your staff is mostly black people. And I'm talking about from a production perspective as well as a talent perspective.
MTR, if you were worried about my employees, why didn't you message Blessing? Why didn't you message
Ain't nobody got to call motherfuckers, bro. Like, ain't nobody got to call them. They're grown-ass men. Why the fuck would I have to check in on a grown... Are you all right? That's some modern woman shit. Why the fuck would I do that? They're supposed to be men. They can handle themselves. Dumb as shit. This is disingenuous. Ain't nobody got to call and check up on everybody. Man, shut the fuck up, man. This is dumb as shit. This is the same equivalent to people saying the same thing like, oh, well... let's say there was a shooting. Oh, why didn't, if you really cared, you would have reached out to the parents and all those people that got shot and all those, the sisters and brothers. Like, that's dumb as shit. Why the fuck would I do that? Why? I think they're grown men. They can handle it. Like, the world is bigger than your little bubble. Sorry, it is.
The Helen.
Dumb as
fuck. You certainly
fuck.
could have reached out to them. You certainly could have asked me for their numbers, but
oh, okay. So we got to go through you. We're back in Pearl's world again.
For my employees?
I don't think that your platform would be as big as what it is today if it wasn't for the essential utilization of black people, black relationship topics, and black talent.
I don't know how many times I have said this, and I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this. My platform is not a black platform. How could I have a platform about black issues if I talk about relationships? My last shows, the two that come to my head, why can't we call a hoe a hoe? Trust me, there are hoes in every color.
Okay, so you're just gonna ignore the fact that majority of your show has black people on it, though. Listen, I'm not on either side here, really. I don't know what MTR was trying to go at with the whole, I don't agree with the whole, oh, you're in a black space. I don't agree with that because they do that same shit with Eminem and rap. So no, I don't fly with that. But Pearl's being disingenuous here. Majority of her guests are black. Majority of the people that she has working for her are black. Majority of the people she has assigned as a talent are black. So she's being disingenuous here.
Oh my God, trust me. And how to be a good wife. What's a good wife? They go off the titles and they don't even watch it. And then they make a reaction video saying that I said something I didn't, or my show's about something it's not. I'm not going to say we've never touched on a black topic in a year of shows, but shit, in terms of how often.
Okay,
it's really
let's do the math here, Pearl. Why don't we go through your whole catalog of podcasts, videos, everything? How many black people have you had on against how many other races have you had on? I'm pretty sure that graph would be ridiculously high on one side. All right, let's not get it twisted here. You're being disingenuous.
Why wouldn't he go through the shows? Why wouldn't he do his due diligence when he spent time with me, he's met me, and we had a great relationship up until he made this hit piece.
Shut up, bitch!
And the other
what hit piece?
You could have had black people in the same room. We did. We did a whole panel with black people in the black. I mean, it was a mix of races, but we certainly had black people there too. So
you have one white dude and 5 black people.
This is how you should run the show, but none of them have done it. None of them are that successful, and they want to tell us how to run our shows.
Insult.
And the other thing, you know what? And MTR, here's the thing. I am really not about bringing out private things behind the scenes.
Here we go.
I think it's trashy. But if you're going to publicly accuse me of things and you're going to publicly make a hit piece on me, then I have to publicly defend myself.
Now, what's crazy is that I came across these comments while I was live streaming a couple of days ago. And what
you found out on live is about the clips is just not true. You know it's not true. I don't know why you're lying to your audience.
General, and not once in the interview did you have at least one pro-black stance.
MTR, you said yourself before you released the video, when I asked you, did you watch the full interview? You said no. So how do you even know? Because that's the thing. He doesn't care. He doesn't care what's right. He doesn't care what's true. He cares about appeasing his audience.
Okay, but you said he just went off the comments, but he did. Yeah, he just went off the comments to know what you were trying to say or to know what you were talking about. But he watched the whole thing on live. So, yeah, he got notified from the comments, but then he watched it on live while recording. So what are you talking about?
All these
Like, you want to bring up text for no reason.
Along with my accountability, this is now my definitive stance. I can no longer support or associate myself with the Just Pearly Things platform.
MTR, if you don't want to work with me, I fully support that. You don't want to associate with me, I fully support that. Why are you still making money off of the clips from the show on my channel?
You're doing the same thing.
Those off. Because now
Oh, he better take those off now. Shut the fuck up, man. See, this is why I don't fuck with her anymore. Look at this shit. Look at this emotion. Oh, you better take those off.
You want to hold my dick?
You are using him. So what's your point? He's a reaction channel. He's going to react to shit, even the shit that he was on there. So he has the right to use his own content. He was making content on your show. What are you talking about, bro?
I certainly don't give you permission to use those because
No.
Because
oh, now you don't get permission. Shut
you don't
the
want
fuck
to
up.
associate with the brand, so take them off. Stop making money off of them. And that's what these people do.
The more she talks, the dumber she sounds.
I've also have a no beef
Says the
policy
hypocrite.
on my platform.
You have a no beef policy on my platform, but you make a hit piece on me. And this is what he's
It's not a
gonna
hit
do, because
piece.
This is what the
It's a
reaction
reaction.
channels do. They never apologize and they just double down. Then you know what he's going to do? He's going to find another clip, take it out of context. And
He didn't
then
take it
say,
out of context.
"Oh, no,
I watched
now
the
that I
live."
watched the full interview. And this is the principle. It's not even that he may have been offended. It's that we are grown adults and you could call me. And yet you choose to go to the internet first. Now, I don't know, where was honor? Where was
So he's not supposed to make content. Everybody can make money. Only Pearl can make money. Only Pearl can make money. No one can make money off of her using her own words. No one can make money off of her content. You're on the internet. You run a YouTube channel. Like, I'm pretty sure it's public domain. Everything you say is out in the public. So you have no right to talk about, you better take those off. Shut the fuck up, man. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
There was dignity. If someone has been kind enough to allow me into their studio, to
now you're degenerate one. Now you're fucking Mother Mary over here.
Say you can't associate with the network. What is courageous? To make a hit piece on me, to appease your audience? What's more courageous, to do that, or to go with the narrative, what everyone's saying? And you know what? You might not say it today, you might not say it tomorrow, but you are absolutely wrong for this. You are absolutely
He's not.
wrong. You quote unquote left the manosphere, but you're still in it. And okay, and let's talk about defamation of character. So this is the thumbnail that MTR put of me. He said in quotes that, and insinuating that I said that slavery was not that bad. I did not say that. And in fact, in the clip, I said that it was horrible.
The founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do, is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was.
Right.
But they want to make it like more horrible so that they can control people in a way.
How is it not defamation of character to say that I said something I didn't say in the thumbnail?
Okay, but you did say the same thing, just not in the exact words. You said that he wanted to make it more polarizing, basically. The author wanted to make slavery more polarizing than it was, which it was already horrible to begin with. I don't know why you need to make it even more horrible. Like, I don't even know how you do that. Like, will you turn into a goddamn Saw movie? Like, I don't understand.
You know, and it's one thing when you do that
She's just
to someone
nitpicking.
random or whatever, but you know, and these random clips that circulate on YouTube, but I work on YouTube. That's my livelihood.
Okay, so why are you
And
sitting
it's
here
funny
bitching about
because they
people
act
covering
like
you
they care
then?
about black issues, but yet
You should
they're
know the
trying to
climate.
damage the reputation of a
You're doing it
network
yourself.
that hires majority black employees, and without even asking the employees, are they offended? How did they take it?
You're doing it yourself.
And so that's what I'm saying. These content creators get outraged for my employees who are not mad. I didn't even hear about it till after he left. And everyone's going to say, oh, they're secretly offended. They just couldn't tell you. And that's how I know nobody stepped a foot in my studio, because they absolutely will tell me if they agree, if they don't agree, but they all know signing up to work here, we have controversial guests. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the thumbnail. That's not legal either. It's defamation of character.
bro.
Just put in quotes and insinuate I said something I didn't say. I said in that exact clip that you saw, you watched, you reacted to, it wasn't that horrible. And when I asked you, why would you put that I said something I didn't say? Well, it's how the comments interpreted it. And that's not what I meant. And you know it's not what I meant. And that's
Where's
the
the
worst
text
part,
for
is
it?
he knows I'm not a racist. He knows all of this stuff. And I beg you, MTR, name one instance we had.
He
where
didn't
I
call you a
treated any of my
fucking
employees
racist.
unfairly, where I was rude to any of my employees, where I was rude.
He didn't call you a racist. He didn't call you a racist. No one called you. Well, I don't know about the other reaction channels, but these in specific, he didn't call you a racist. He just said you didn't push back enough, which you didn't. You just let Nick Fuentes fire off at the hip, and you just, yeah. It was horrible, but the author said that it should have been, I needed something a little bit more horrible. I mean, it's fucking stupid.
Rude to you, where I was rude to any of our mutual friends. And you know what? In hindsight, I probably would have
This
put
is
out
getting
a statement
pathetic.
saying he had nothing to do with the Nick
She
Fuentes
sounds
interview.
pathetic.
And I would have been happy to do that if he asked me. But he didn't ask me. And you know, when you're
The world don't revolve around you.
by everyone in the book and then your friend tries to pile on. And again, all of the ideas that I spoke about were from Thomas Sowell, a author of 80 books on the topic. So
Who cares how
you
many
could say
books he
maybe
writes?
As a white woman, I shouldn't have said anything about it, but I certainly was quoting someone else. And that's the crazy thing. Oh my gosh. So what did I do? I decided, why don't I put out an apology video? Just as a test. I wanted to see
As
would
a
the
test,
mob
okay.
be happy.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
No, they never accept your apology. And did MTR backtrack and say, you know what? Given that I have spent this much time with her, I was more than willing to work with her before. I had no issues before. But now when the crowd goes one way, I'm going to go with it. Now let's show
He just
another
said he's
clip
not
that could
beefing
be
on
taken
his
out
on
of
his channel.
and make it look like
So
this
why would he
man
keep
is
going back and
racist
forth with you?
against white people.
What are we doing to white people? And I was going to say erasing them, which I agree we are. You know, with every interracial relationship, you know, white people, we're immigrating, they're not having babies, we're erasing them. I thought that's where it's going to go.
We're not erasing them.
I thought the Chinese guy was going to be
They're
like,
erasing
hey, man,
themselves.
you know what we doing? We bringing our people, we taking over, right? And I was going to celebrate it.
You was about to celebrate it.
Yeah, the future.
But it is white people's fault.
Are you going to leave context out that he's a comedian?
What are we doing to white people?
I don't know.
I covered
taking
that
the
video.
skin and wearing it.
But you know what? You don't do that. Because I know the context. I know he was kidding. But that's
They're
what a lot of these
comedians.
reaction channels do. They wait for you to slip up. O'Shea claims to support the black community.
I don't
but
even know who that
he
is.
constantly goes after organizations that support black content creators. How can you say you're pro-black when, you know, honestly, between me and Fresh and Fit, we employ more black people than you do.
Okay, Mother Mary, no one gives a fuck how many black people you employ. That doesn't mean shit. Okay. Oh, thank you, Master. You gave us a job. Shut the fuck up. You sound dumb as shit. Like, that doesn't mean anything. And it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a black business, a white business, a Latino business. It doesn't matter. If I don't like the business owner or the people that work there, I don't give a fuck I don't give a fuck if the business is black owned, Latino owned, white owned. I don't give a fuck. Like, period. No one cares.
So after the apology video, I said, okay, let's see how brave these men are.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
So I asked
God.
Obsidian to host a debate, and I said, everyone that has had so much to say about me, come on the stream. Nobody showed up.
Yeah, because no one has a life of their own. The world just revolves around you still, huh? Everything's about Pearl. Everything's about Pearl. Yeah, they're not making content or anything. Okay.
That if you truly believe something about someone, you should be able to say it to their face. And all you couldn't even show up to a stream.
Oh.
And you know what? If I was this diehard racist
Insult.
saying, why didn't they show up? You should
More
want to
sign
tell
language.
off a tell me how horrible I am. How could you spend hours and hours and hours listening to me talk, but you can't stand by what you said?
sound real modern womanish.
What's courageous? Courageous is going against the mob. And honestly, a lot of these reactors are no better than the feminists that paint a narrative about men.
You're acting like
a lot
one.
of feminists, you know, they might take a clip or take a snippet of a story and say, he did this, he did that, he's this. And these goddamn content creators do the same thing. And you could say what I...
You know what she's trying to do? This just popped in my head. You know what she's trying to do? She's trying to take the stance that Andrew Tate took on Piers Morgan, where Piers Morgan said the same thing. He said that these channels will sit here and clip you up and this and that. And I understand that from a perspective of, you know, taking it out of context. However, you're not showing the clips that there's taken out of context. The best thing to do here would be for you to show the clip that you have a problem with, that you're talking about, and then debunk it. But you're not doing that. You're just going on these emotional rants where it's like, oh, well, these guys are pussies because they wouldn't talk to me in my face. Bitch, people got shit to do. There are other lives other than yours that are going on around here.
You got to know, I'm not just some guy.
People are making content. People are making moves. People are making money. Like, ain't nobody got time to sit here and beef with you and want to argue with you 24/7 just because you want to, because you feel that you were wrong. Join the fucking club, okay? Everybody's got their own problems. God, you sound fucking pathetic.
said was inaccurate, maybe insensitive, but to say you questioned my morals? Are you kidding me? And that's the thing.
I question your hosting.
Where we no longer can give people the benefit of the doubt. And that's the worst part, is that MTR didn't even watch the full video, even though he met my sister.
He watched it on live.
A bunch of time with me.
Oh, here we go. He met my sister. He saw my mom. He dapped up my brother. He ordered a fucking drink from the same McDonald's as my second cousin. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck about that shit. No one cares. No one. It makes no fucking sense. I don't give a shit if y'all shared a goddamn ice cream cone. What does that have to do with what you said and how he covered it? He covered the interview on live. I watched it. So what are you talking about? Disingenuous.
We shot so much content for him.
Yeah, and you're still using that. You better take that down.
Benefit of the doubt, and felt like he needed to cater to his audience. Do you know who I respect? I respect the content creators that doubled down because they knew me. Anton Daniels, he got a lot of pushback for defending me. Obsidian, he got a lot of pushback for defending me.
I don't know who these people are.
She's cool with me. I wouldn't call her a friend, but it is definitely a person that I've had multiple different conversations to. She's added value into my life behind the scenes, gave me some game.
I don't know who this cat is.
Reciprocated and gave her some
I
game.
gave her game. You don't take game from women, bro.
But they know me in real
goes.
life. So they know I've been nothing but polite. They know
Maybe
that
he's talking about something else.
I do my best to be friendly and kind to people. And they refuse to profit off of me. And I'm not trying to paint myself as a victim.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You guys aren't.
Refuse to profit over me. Didn't he just cover you in the video that you just showed? Wouldn't that be profiting over you?
Stupid.
Like, he's just covering your content like the other reaction channels are. So what are you talking about? You see what I mean, man? It's disingenuous. Disingenuous. This whole fucking video is hypocritical.
Going to
I'm gonna put this thing up in entirety. I don't give a fuck.
MTR says he's
that way you can't say I clipped it, even though I'm too
brands
small
of
for them to
bending to
even
the will of
notice.
the woke
But
mob,
doesn't.
but what
I don't,
did
who
you guys
cares?
do?
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. And I'm going to remain professional. But it just bothers me that companies still will buckle to the whim of this bullshit. Now you guys see the uphill battle in real time that I have to climb, that the content creators in this space have to climb. We've set a whole bunch of firsts in here. One of the first is actually having brands and sponsorship that come down in here and show us respect. And at the drop of a Thanos click, a Thanos snap, they take it away. Why?
Why are you
because
using
the
MTR's
victims
content?
come out the woodwork and say, he's misogynistic. The weaponized term that has nothing to do with my channel.
Facts.
Has nothing to do with my channel, and you know it. I'm disappointed. But it shows the uphill battle that we have to climb.
Because you cannot tell me that you did that in good faith. What happened to good faith? You did that to protect your brand and to build your audience. And you know what? If that's how you want to play it, go do it. But, you know, a lot of people can see through this shit.
A lot of people
And
are seeing
the truth
through you.
always comes out. So
Yeah, it's coming out.
That, but this is the same way you're bending to the will of your audience. If you go on stream and say that you think I'm racist, go on stream.
No
and
one
say
said that.
You think that you question my morals.
Select correctly, or if you let someone into your proverbial inner circle before that they have been properly vetted, these are the people that can bring you down into the abyss as well.
Oh, you're right. I could see how that would happen.
Yeah, what's your point?
And you know what? The worst part is this goddamn thumbnail, because he knows. I messaged him. Did I say that? He knows I didn't say that. And that's the thing. If he's willing to do this to
Okay,
me,
so are you
I
going to
would
show
say
the
he
message?
would- An acquaintance, maybe a friend. All right. If he was willing to do that to me, what's he willing to do to you?
Just keep this in mind as you are creating friendships throughout your life, is that when everything is going good, it's high time for your acquaintances. But when things are not so good, the acquaintances will slowly shift to the back.
Oh! Well. How
What's
is
your
it
point?
Not snake behavior to insinuate that I have racist and have bad morals after I allowed you?
I'm going to go over this ad nauseum. He didn't call you racist. He didn't. Go back and watch. You want to talk about him not going back and watching the video? Did you watch the videos? Because he didn't call you racist. He just said you was moving strange. You moving weird. Period. I agree. You look fucking clownish right now. Like, everything you do is fucking stupid now. Like, I don't know what happened between between the Nick Fuentes thing and now, but you have totally transformed into this. I don't know if this is your final form or what, but Pearl did a 180. And maybe it's just I didn't see it at first, but ever since somebody brought some fire to her and she started getting covered, she's got a problem with it now. She's changed this whole, like, now she's doing the defensive. Now she wants to use sign language. Like, she's been doing this whole video.
You onto my platform after I paid for so much footage to be edited, cut. Also,
There we go. She's a saint again.
Disrespectfully made a video about me. You disrespectfully put something in the thumbnail and defamed my character and said I said something that I did not say. And you're
just not going to take
pretended
accountability.
to be concerned about my employees, but you didn't even reach out to them.
Don't have to.
You know what? I'm going to disrespectfully post all of the footage that we took. Because you know what? Honestly, that footage was fine.
You fucking schemy bitch. I don't give a fuck anymore, bro. Like, I'm going to disrespectfully use all the footage that we shot. Bro. I love it, dude. I love it. I love that you try to take the moral high ground, but you want to be even. So if you're calling him a dirtbag for doing this and that and this and that, instead of taking the moral high ground and being the bigger person, you want to do the same thing. You want to get dirty too. It's fucking stupid, man. See what I'm saying about common sense? This bitch is dumb.
Fire, and I'm making money off of it. And no, you do not have permission to use any clips.
Shut up, bitch.
That one there was a violation.
You know what? And I will. You know what? MTR. I'll give you a video. I already know how the reaction channels do it. So I'm sure he's just going to double down, find another clip that Pearl looks like is an ill will. Pearl looks bad.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to look for it. It's right here.
Something else to make
you look like a fucking idiot.
An imbecile. Yeah. Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
And you know what? That was a pretty.
You're doing it yourself.
Conversation. So I'm sure he's going to find it. And you know what? I'll give you a chance. You can come if you admit you messed up. Maybe
St. Pearl is back.
No,
she's so generous.
Not right now. And that's what honestly all these reaction channels do. They just pull clips and like they're looking for it. And guys, you're gonna start to see it after some point. Also, MTR, I'm asking that you take down all videos of us together on your channel because you don't want to be associated with my platform. So
what?
I'm giving you the opportunity to pull all clips.
Or what? Or what?
I don't want to have to copyright strike you, but I'm. appeasing to your wishes, and if you want.
First of all, bitch, he's in the video, so you can't copyright strike him. You sound dumb as shit. You sound dumb as shit. This is why I know you're being disingenuous and you're hurt, and you're the snake here. Oh, if you don't take down the content we did together, I'm going to copyright strike you, but I'm going to use the content that we made together. You sound like a fucking clown, bro. I can't believe I fucking subscribed to this bitch. Ever. Like, I never going back to this channel again. Never. This is fucking stupid. Oh my God. Clown.
Disrespectfully diss me on a video, then I will disrespectfully tell you that we will copyright strike you if you do not remove the video.
Okay, well, it's against YouTube. It's against YouTube guidelines, so you're out of luck there, bitch. So if you want to get to strike yourself, go ahead, put a copyright strike out on him, and then when he appeals it, you'll get the strike because it's fair use.
We'll focus all efforts to thwarting the division that comes from Candace. Who's Candace? Candace dick fit in your mouth.
So, sorry, but it doesn't work that way.
And also, guys, we're re-uploading the videos of Nick Fuentes, and if you want to see the full videos and see all of the context, go on to our Rumble. That link is in the description.
Not hard pass.
Another instance that Abba and Preach did this is with Fresh and Fit. So Abba
Are we
and
going back
Preach
to the
tried
prehistoric
say that
days
Fresh and
again?
Fit laughed at a proud rapist. Charleston Wright, but the reality is,
Oh, so now you're going to defend
he
this
was
dude?
talking about his past and why
So the fuck
people
what?
shouldn't take his path. That's what he was talking about on on the platform, and that's what they do.
Are you going to really sit here and not put the context in where after that dude went on Fresh and Fit and talked about the things he did and how he didn't want young people to do it. He then went on live a few days after and said, yes, I did it. I'm proud of it. Or some shit like that. He said some shit similar to that while he was driving in a car or something. Like, yeah, I got away with it. So what they gonna do? Statute of limitations already up.
He's gotten away with it. So what? Wouldn't you like to do it? They say they calling you a So? Yeah, so what? So what? Who gives a damn? I only white women. So what? I got away with it. Who cares? I don't give a fuck. Not one motherfucking bit. Will I rape again? I don't know. Some hoes like to be raped.
Like, bro, like, are you going to be this disingenuous? You're exposing yourself and the person that you really are. My gosh.
Okay, you can have someone on the show that's controversial, that's made mistakes in the past, and
okay, but he
get
has
along with them, if you're kind to them, if you're polite to them, they try to frame it like you believe what you believe. You support.
He has no remorse for it.
These men,
he's proud of it. He wears it like a badge of honor. And you're sitting here making an excuse for this dude? He's a piece of shit. Charleston White is a piece of shit. I don't give a fuck how much good shit he does. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, the same thing. Nick Fuentes can fucking donate to mad hospitals, and that doesn't make him any less of a piece of shit. Like, yay, he did a thing. Okay, cool. That doesn't erase his sin. It doesn't. Now, I understand that people can change, but we're talking about people that have changed and show change. Charleston White did not show change. There is a video a few days after, maybe a week or two after, he went on that podcast, the Fresh and Fit podcast, where he's talking about the situation that you're talking about, and he doesn't have any remorse for it. Like, a real person that has changed would see the error in his ways and be like, yeah, I did this. I don't feel too good about it now. I've seen the light, this and that. No, he didn't do that. No, he didn't do that. Go check it out. Go look up the clip. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can link the Ab and Preach video down in the description.
Not well, anyway, to the point that anyone knows who they are. They want to tell us how to do it, and honestly,
no one knows who Ab and Preach are.
Critical because Abba and Preach have laughed at grape jokes, male grape jokes, and
they're comedians.
I could pull a clip from there and do
Go ahead,
the
do it.
YouTube blood sport and
okay, let's see it
out a certain way.
Me personally, when I see a girl with like
okay,
a
here
nice
we go.
booty, I'm always like, I like you and I want you.
Okay,
and I'm gonna have you.
Now I tell you what,
the Boondocks.
I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy
Now
way.
you gonna
or
put
we
this in
can do it the
context, or
hard way.
are you gonna put
choice is
take it out of
yours.
context?
Well, I don't think you and I will be doing anything any kind of way.
Okay, I see you choosing the hard way.
Okay, cut.
Okay, so since she's not gonna do it, I'll do it. The context of this is where she's saying that, oh, they can joke about it and no one will say anything. Okay. This clip right here, this Boondocks clip, is from actually a I think it's Locked Up Raw show. It was an old Discovery show where they looked at like life of prison inmates. There was a dude that actually said this very sentence: "I like you and I want you and I'm gonna have you." There's a dude. He was talking about when he sees a guy in prison that he likes, and he's gonna just take it. They ain't got no say in the matter. The Boondocks did that, and they adopted that character and made it this guy right here that you see on screen right now. Ab and Preach reflected on this character and what he did. They were joking about it. They're comedians. What's the context here? Let's see what her context is.
Someone get this guy out.
We no, that's bro, and that's disturbing.
Lee Johnson, booty warrior.
I don't want to do that, but and you know, I understand there's always going to be entertainment.
Didn't you just
value.
take it out
I
of context?
That, but it's just getting to a point where we're starting to defame people's character.
Hypocrite.
And I'm just tired of the lying. I'm so tired.
You just lied.
And the other thing that's insulting is a lot of these reactors that are pretending to stand up for my employees are calling them slaves.
The colonial mindset of Pearl has people working on her quote-unquote plantation.
That's why Pearl is a modern day.
So how come she didn't address Sarah, the guy that you just saw? How come she didn't address that video directly with the whole contract and everything? She never addressed that directly. Maybe she did, and I don't know about it, but I haven't seen it. No, she made some bullshit. Me and my friend Sarah. Shut the fuck up, man. That's another reason. I saw that shit, and I thought she was addressing the Sarah beef or controversy at the time, but she wasn't. She did some stupid shit where she was like, that's the story of me and Sarah. I'm not going to take any accountability for the problem.
A female slave
Dumb.
master.
As if I am a slave master.
I don't know who that
crazy?
chick was.
Oh my God, are you nuts? How insulting. It's
So you're not going to talk about the part where Sarah said that you offered him 70% or you offered him 30% and you take 70% of content that he would make on your network as your talent, right? You're not going to address that, huh?
It's like they're standing up for my employees by calling them slaves. What the?
I don't know who that chick was.
Insane. And again, all of these reactors have never successfully had a YouTube show. And they want to tell us how to do their show. And it's like, if I don't like the way a show
Shame,
is run,
insult,
I just
guilt.
don't watch it. But all of these reactors want to
be
insert
right.
their opinions and tell them how.
I got news for you. Not everybody wants to do a show like yours. Not everybody has to do a show like yours. Like, there's plenty of YouTubers that are way more successful than you that do different content. Look at what's the dude's name? Oh man, Moist Critical. Look at him. He does mostly reactions. This dude will get like 3 million views upload in like a minute or two. But he's a reaction channel most of the time. So clearly he's doing something that you're not, right?
Oh, we should have our conversations and in what way we should have our conversations when it's like, you guys haven't done it successfully. Most of you are small and none of you have had a live show. That's like me telling you how to clip people out of context. I don't know how to do that.
Sign language again.
Channels, they do it to anyone that's bigger than them. They're just looking for someone big that they can tear down. Like, look at this business guy. He did this shit to Kevin Samuels, the godfather of the manosphere.
The problem. You see, the problem with Kevin the Perfume Don, let me put y'all up on some manhood for a moment here and some real facts. Because, by the way, he's still repeating this garbage.
This dude that's talking.
The average male
by the way,
has not.
this dude that's talking, the over the Kevin Samuels thing, I don't fuck with this dude. He just finds a problem in everything and he just talks shit. So I don't really fuck with him.
Increased since 1965. I corrected him about that last year. He's still running around lying and talking about men have only gained 5 pounds since 1969 and women have gained 30. Nonsense. They both gained about the same amount of weight, according to the CDC website. And he's still lying because he has a narrative that he wants to look down on women about. So he just lies about things. And none of y'all who claim you were learning anything, none of you have ever called him up to correct him and say, hey, dude, I can't ride with you telling outright lies to make your point. You can make a point, but if you got to lie to make a point, it's not something worth giving.
And he said that Kevin Samuels was lying in order to tear down black women. Do you know how disrespectful that is? And in this clip, MTR, in this clip, how hypocritical is it of you to say that people should not have formed an opinion on Kevin Samuels without watching his full content, but yet you can make a reaction on me without watching the full video?
What's happening in the world today? I think that with the advent, may he, rest in peace.
He did a live on your video.
He made a whole living off of going hard on us. He made a living.
Did you tune in? Did you listen?
I never, because I wouldn't let that get in my spirit.
Of course.
But my point is, he had a lot of men that I know and respect were following him and listening to him.
I thought that she was a journalist. So as a journalist, she formed her opinion about somebody that she didn't even watch his content? I mean, she just said it. Men that she respect followed him.
You see that important piece that Pearl left out? You see that important piece that Pearl left out? That the chick's a journalist. If you're going to be a journalist, if you're going to classify yourself as a journalist, shouldn't you do research into what you're going to talk about? So regardless of what MTR says here, if she's a journalist and she wants to talk about a subject, shouldn't she be informed on said subject, or at least do some kind of research on the subject that she's going to cover? Obviously she didn't. She just admitted to not watching any of his content. So, and then formed an opinion. We know that MTR has watched your content. He was at your damn podcast. Like, y'all did content together. Y'all hung out together. So what's the comparison here?
So instead of trying to understand,
he's covered you on his YouTube channel
you set
before.
up a false narrative of him and rebuke him from your life. You simply and utterly cannot make this shit up. Modern women today are conditioned not to care what men think, but are conditioned to only hearing how awesome they are. And that's exactly why
Pearl, ain't you kind of doing that in this video?
This is the other issue with O'Shea Duke Jackson. He doesn't
I don't know who that
trust
dude is.
the employees to know if they work for someone or sexist or that hates black women. His words.
I don't know who that dude is.
His words. And yet he thinks that he knows when he doesn't even live in this country. He's never even interacted with us. O'Shea, you've known King Richie's for a couple years now. Why didn't you sign him? You care so much about the black community, and you're the
Here we
first
go.
to critique
Saint
him, but
Pearl
I
is
did what
back.
You didn't want to do. Why didn't you sign him?
I'm so
Now
good.
he's
I
having more
employ a
success
bunch
than
of
he's
black
ever had, and
people.
he's
Look at me.
incredibly
Look at me.
talented.
You
He's
sound
worked
dumb,
so
bro.
incredibly
This
hard
sounds
for that.
pathetic.
But you're the
I'm gonna go watch TV now.
Yeah, can I come?
first one to criticize me and call me names when I did what you could have done. And I did what you could have done immediately. I've only...
This is the same equivalent where I gave a black dude $5 yesterday. What'd you do for black people today? Shut the fuck up, man. Oh my God. Thanks for the handout. Like, shut the fuck up, man. This is so fucking pathetic.
only been...
She hasn't done a good job of exposing anybody but herself.
And then I started helping other people. I started signing talent. And I know you've got
You
your
started
network.
cheating talent too,
I know
apparently.
you've got your...
Because you still ain't addressed Sarah.
But if you care so much, why didn't you do it?
I don't know who the
Sarah, what
O'Shea
you did
dude
to me in
is.
the thumbnail was actually wrong. That was so wrong.
Aw,
Stay tuned
are
for
you
posting
hurt?
all the content that MTR do not want us to post because we do not care. And you guys agreed to it, and you can't take back your consent.
But they got to take down the content that they from their channel though. Didn't you consent to having them on your show? Didn't you consent in doing content with said person? So you just fucked up your own argument. Fucking stupid.
And also, MTR, I will
This
expect
broad is an
videos,
idiot.
all videos with me in it down within 48 hours. Because you do
Or
not
what?
associate with my
Or
brand.
what, bitch?
And I respect that. It's funny because what they're doing to me is exactly what I
Or
was
what?
talking about in the clip.
Nothing. Fair
You're
use.
using an atrocity to try to guilt me and try to control me. Tell me who I should have on my platform.
No one
tell
said
me
that.
the way I should run my show. Tell me that
They told you to be a
I'm
host.
not good to my employees, and that is what these undercover feminists do. I like
They're undercover feminists now. More sign language. Okay. You sound like a undercover modern woman. The thing that you fight so hard against, you sound like one right now, at this very moment.
people that disagree. I like having all different forms of opinion, and I will not apologize for having somebody controversial on my podcast. You know, I am more than willing in the future. And I would also like to extend an invitation. If somebody thinks I'm misinformed, DM me. Let's get you on the show. Tell me where I was wrong, and tell me.
You can just watch. You can just watch the content.
Correct myself. But it's one thing when you want to correct me or say something's inaccurate, but it's another thing when you go after my character. To everyone that thinks that I was wrong for bringing Nick Fuentes on, to everyone that thinks I shouldn't be able to have guests from the far right,
no one said that.
or the far left, to everyone that doesn't believe in freedom of speech and bringing
no one
on
said that.
canceled people. I'm one of the last remaining
Nobody
platforms
said that.
still brings on people that have been kicked off
Listen to
of
this
all
music like she's a
platforms,
hero.
including
St.
YouTube.
Pearl's
And
here.
Every day we fight so
Somebody
hard
get this
against
bitch
cancel
across the
culture that
stand
we
on.
risk our entire platform by having people on. Now, it's crazy because we have CNN, BBC, Piers Morgan. They have the most controversial guests in the entire world on their show.
Okay.
But for some reason on YouTube, you get canceled for having controversial guests on your platform.
No one
And I'm
canceled you.
young,
You're still here.
And I still have a lot to learn. And we're not always going to get it right. But here at Just Pearly Things, we believe in freedom of speech. Here at Just Pearly Things, we believe in giving a platform to those who have none. And here at Just Pearly Things, we are going to continue to have controversial guests on again and again. And to those of you that don't like it, you can kiss my ass.
You can kiss my ass. Shut the fuck up. You sound fucking dumb. All that wannabe tough talk. No one gives a fuck, bro. No one cares. No one cares. No one said anything about freedom of speech. No one said about you bringing people on. The point of most of the people that I watched said was be a better host. You got all that fire for them modern women, but when Nick Fuentes is on there, you ain't got no fire for him. You just sit there and laugh along. Yeah, Nick, African time. So stupid, bro. This is I'm happy that she showed her true colors, okay? I'm happy about it. When you leave people to their own devices, like people are one way when they're broke or when they're struggling or when they're trying to get something going, trying to build something. When they finally get success, though, you really find out who that person is. And she's showing her true colors all the time now. So she didn't mention Brittany Venti in this. She did not mention Sarah. She had that brief clip, but she did not mention what he said. She didn't refute it. She didn't even address it. She had Auntie Jenny go on and try to refute it, but she did a poor job because she sits here and talks about, oh, well, you should respect men as a woman and you shouldn't show all that masculine energy and all this. But she had a lot of masculine energy when she was talking about Sarah, though. They all doing sign language. They talk all that shit about modern women using sign language, and here they are doing the same thing. So it is what it is, man. You can do what you want. I won't be watching her channel anymore unless there's shit like this where she's apparently exposing people, but she's just making herself look like a fucking clown and exposing herself. So, yeah, man, that's it. So you see now why I unsubscribed and why I no longer fuck with this chick and her content, because it's pretty blatant what kind of person she is. She doesn't take accountability. She's real. She's a modern woman. That's what she is. She's a spoiled modern woman. That's what she is. And now it's come to the forefront. So, yeah, man, let's move on to something else because I don't want this chick to have any more of my time. It's already taken up an hour. Over an hour. So let's move on, shall we?
Tell Miss Laura goodbye.
Bye, Miss Laura.
Well, we've reached that part of the show where we're at the end. So, movie, show, song picks of the week. I'm not going to waste that much time here. Let's get right into the movie of the week. It is Top Gun Maverick. Good movie. Great movie. Matter of fact, I should put the first one in here because this is the sequel. But maybe I'll leave that for another show. But if you haven't seen the first one, definitely check out the first one first and then watch Maverick. Or you can watch this one as a standalone. It's fine. Great movie. I'll give you the description here. Description reads, after more than 30 years of service as a top naval aviator, Pete Maverick Mitchell is where he belongs, pushing the envelope as a courageous test pilot. Yet Maverick must confront the ghost of his past when he returns to Top Gun to train a new group of elite graduates and comes face to face with Lieutenant Bradshaw, the son of his former wingman, Goose. Bitter rivalries ignite as the pilots prepare for a specialized mission, which will require the ultimate sacrifice from those chosen to fly it. Listen, man, this movie is fucking dope. It's good. It's like 2 hours though, so just be prepared. But I think it's on Amazon Prime and Paramount currently, so if you want to watch it there, you can. If not, you might have to rent it, but it is worth the watch, so definitely check it out. As for shows of the week, I know I'm going a little bit anime with it, but look, I know everybody doesn't like anime, but I'm telling you, man, give these animes that I pick a try. Matter of fact, this is Castlevania on Netflix. It is so good, man. It's so fucking good. I think the first season is only like 3 episodes, so you can actually watch like the whole first season easy. And then if you don't like it, don't watch it. But I'm telling you, you're going to be missing out because this thing picks up crazy. Let me give you the description. A vampire hunter fights to save a besieged city from an army of otherworldly beasts controlled by Dracula himself. Inspired by the video game. You don't need to play the games to know. It's a Dracula story. It's just so good though. Like, I can't say enough about it. I watched it like 4 or 5 times already in entirety, and it's one of those shows where you never get tired of it. So definitely get in here, check the show and the movie out. They'll be in the description, you already know, and the designated playlist. As for songs of the week, I'm kind of pissed because this is my favorite group. And they are currently on tour here in the U.S. And I won't get to see Wassa. I won't get to see them because they don't come anywhere near my city. But it is Mamamoo. It consists of my beloved Wassa, Solar, Wing, and Moonbull. They're all dope, but Wassa, there she is. She's just the one, man. Anyways, before she gets me off track, make sure you check out everything in the description and designated playlist. That's going to be a show for me, man. I have been your uninvited guest. I am R15. This is the party. Oh my God, bro. See, this is why I need to leave. This is why I need to go. I'll catch y'all next week, man. I got to go. Peace.
떨어진다.